Hey, what's up everybody? Video 44 coming at you in another video. Alright, so I know people are probably wondering, hey B, have you seen the schedule? Have you seen the Lakers schedule? I glanced at it, to be honest with you. I did glance at it. I looked at it a little bit, but I didn't study it like maybe I would have been expected to. And the reason why I didn't is because last year's schedule really took a lot out of me. Physically, just every day, back-to-backs, all the homework required to follow the channel the way that I want to do it and follow the team rather the way I want to do on this channel, and just to give y'all the content and the quality that you're looking for from me. It took a hell of a lot out of me last year, like a lot. I was tired mentally, and I just kind of don't want to have the uphill mindset of what that schedule is going to look like in my head this soon. It's nearly end of August. I still got a lot of fantasy basketball teams to draft. I still got a lot of homework to do on this team. And I'm enjoying my summer. And I don't want to see that 82 game schedule with all them damn back-to-backs, with all them East Coast early games, and just be mentally fatigued before it even gets started. I would much rather not do that this summer. At least wait until mid-September before I start to look at the mental mountain that is the uphill battle of tackling that schedule, when I know what that last schedule looked like, and I know they probably got the same algorithm or the same people setting the schedule this year. From what I understand, the Lakers do have probably 8 back-to-backs this year, which doesn't seem like as much as last year. It might be more, but it didn't seem like it was as much as last year. Schedule doesn't look as daunting based on my glances at it, but I will say this: last year's schedule was a task, man. It was not fun to cover the team last year, and it wasn't because the team wasn't exciting. It actually was a very exciting year, but it's just a lot that goes into it, and that's a lot of games, and there's not a lot of breaks in between those games. So if y'all want to know why I ain't made no videos about this schedule, that's exactly why. I will tackle the schedule, but I don't want it hanging over my head during my summer. I really don't. And so I don't know if other Laker heads feel that way. I'm sure a lot of them may not. I think a lot of people tackle the Laker schedule their own way. Some of them love it so much, love the work so much that they don't mind doing it 82 times. And I do too. I've been doing this for 5 years, 6 years. I love it, but it was a little too condensed last year for my liking. It was just too little time in between games for all of the homework that goes into what it is I do. And I try to watch 5 highlights of previous games for every game. With all those back-to-backs, you just find yourself not really interested, thinking too much about it. I'll attack it when it's time, And that's how I feel about this summer. This has been the first year in about 30 years where I'm trying to savor every single day where I don't have to do that. Yeah, I want my summer to extend. I'm not interested in the team coming back all this soon. When you don't cover the game and you're only a surveyor of the team and content, it's an entirely different experience. But when you feel like you're responsible for covering each and every game, being prepared for each and every game, it's an entirely different thing, man. And it ain't as fun. I ain't gonna lie to people. It ain't as fun. I like the result. I like knowing what's coming, doing homework and stuff like that. Being prepared is fun. Doing the work that takes to get prepared is not. I am not a particularly fun study. I don't do any of that really in my own personal life. And so doing it for the NBA is a passion of mine, but it can wear you out when you have to do too much of it. So that's what it comes down to, man. For those who are wondering, what's up with the schedule, Brandon? You tell me, buddy. I'll figure it out later. Right now, I just want to enjoy my summer. And that's really my approach. I don't think the Lakers got anything else in their back pocket they're trying to do. I've been kind of keeping an eye on different people who make content throughout the course of the summer. But I will respectfully say that I think most of it's clickbait. I don't think people actually think things are going to happen for real. I just think people are trying to give people what they think people want. And there's very little to derive from right now in the NBA. Most of the big stuff is already done. Most of the teams are already formed. The last few guys left on the waiver wire likely have to sign one-year deals and stuff like that, as we talked about a video about that. It don't look like a whole lot's going to happen between now and the start of the season. And people are enjoying the last of their summer. All the players are, guys getting married, people on trips. Some of them are working out real hard. Others, of course, are playing in Eurobasket. I did see Luka's highlights yesterday. I wasn't too thrilled that he played, but he did get the victory. 28 points, double-digit rebounds. I think 8 assists or vice versa, something like that. But he did score 28 points. He looked pretty good. And, it's good that he's continuing his conditioning process, getting some basketball conditioning in along with all that other stuff he's been doing. I think this is going to prove out to be a very good summer for Luka. But I would love for him to stop balling for Eurobasket. Anytime he wants to stop, be great. Anytime he wants to stop, it's fantastic. Seen LeBron, he and Draymond were hanging out yesterday with Kevin Love. I don't know, I think it was some type of wedding or something. Rich Paul and Adele and all of them, they were all there. I didn't see Mrs. James, but I did see LeBron. That was different. None of my business, but I'm not used to not seeing them together in situations like that. I wonder if everything's all right, but that's not, like I said, none of my business. And whatever the case may be, man, seeing people working out. I see Vando's working out. He seems like he's having a good summer for his conditioning. So hopefully that translates to him being 100% healthy. When he's at his best, he can really help us defensively if we can just find a way to make him a plus on our offensive end. He'll really be a bounce-back player for the Lakers because there's no question that he has defensive genius in him. And I don't think most people remember that. His contract to me is only bad because he isn't on the floor. And part of him not being on the floor is us not knowing how to utilize him properly, which is a real thing. But I don't particularly think that Vando is a bad bet to play up his value this season. You just got to be able to get the most out of him and not be deterred by the fact that we can't get the most out of him and use him for what he's good for, which is guarding perimeter players like the De'Aaron Foxes and Jalen Brunsons and people like that. Put him on the floor with those people and throw him at those guys and make him use his 6 fouls and see don't good things happen. But that's really what the task is for our coaching staff, is to just be at peace with his production on the offensive end while simultaneously getting the most out of his production on the defensive end. So that's somebody I have circled, man. I think it can go a lot of different ways with Vando, but I haven't forgotten who he was when he first got here. I haven't forgotten who he was with Minnesota, etc. So yeah, that's somebody I'm looking at, saying hopefully he can play up his value a lot. Gabe Vincent expiring contract. I don't think he'll be here for the whole season. I don't think so. We'll probably trade him at the deadline, get something for him. And so many rumors about Dalton Connect moving. I don't think he's long for the Lakers either. I don't think so. I think everybody in Lakerland is pretty much of the mindset that he's somebody to dangle in trade rumors. I still think he has a hell of an upside on the offensive end, but I do think he's capped off by just a significant defensive liability issue. I think it's severe, to be honest with you, at this point. Based on what I've seen, his defensive issues are just a little too terrible for you to really feel good about his ceiling being reached. Now, granted, when his ceiling on the offensive end is going, sometimes he stumbles into steals. He has good length. Sometimes he stumbles into rebounding very well, or not even stumbles. He's a pretty good rebounder. And so you could utilize him on the defensive end that way. Tell him to crash the glass. Have him playing passing lanes a little better. Really zero in on his defensive principles. You can turn him into a solid defensive connective piece eventually. But I do think he has some serious deficiencies there. And it's going to take a lot of work, and I don't think people really want to invest all that into that particular side of his game. So it's incumbent upon him to kind of sit down with people and learn defensive principles and positioning and stuff like that him being proactive in that way, I think would probably be the best thing for him. I don't know what types of comfort he would have, but like those who are serious about attacking their weaknesses in this regard, they're going to try to have communications with guys like Michael Cooper and Metta World Peace, a guy like Bruce Bowen. I would want to know these people. I would want to talk to people who specialize on the defensive end. Patrick Beverly. I'd want to know these people. And I would be working with them in the offseason to try to improve that side of my game. If I was as bad at it as Dalton Knecht is, that would be something I'd be asking my representation to help me with. Get me in contact with people who specialize on the defensive end and see if they'd be willing to work out with me. See if they'd be willing to sit down with me and attack my weaknesses. Sit down and watch film with me and attack my damn weaknesses. Because that's the only way he's going to get the most out of his career. His offensive game could be all-star level, but if his defensive game is sub-NBA, he's going to average out to being a bad player in the league, honestly. And people aren't going to want to put him on the floor. And for him to be as explosive as he is and have the tools, length, and all that he has, he really just needs to work out the fundamentals and learn some positioning principles and some schemes and just work on some things that would make him a competent defender. Because if he doesn't, his career is not going to go anywhere in this league, man. That's on him, though. Because the people are there. The people are out there. The specialists are out there. You know what I'm saying? You invest in yourself, and you're going to make it back in your contract situation. In your contracts, if you do enough there and showcase yourself in a place like the Lakers, you'll get some more off-the-court money just for being a Laker. But you have to invest in your own career, bro. And that's what I would tell Dalton Knecht. Because you're at a pivotal point as an older rookie from last year, as an older second-year guy. People are not going to want to wait on you, bro. And if you go to the wrong organization, you're going to be lost forever. And so that's what it really comes down to. You got to take it. And it's hard because guys are in their mid-20s. They don't think like this, man. I'm a 41-year-old man thinking like this. I wouldn't have been thinking like that at his age. But those who are successful definitely do. I'll tell you that. Those who really make the big bucks, that's exactly what they're doing. And so I would tell all young players to work on your weaknesses, man. Don't be afraid to throw a couple $1,000s at an old veteran guy. Say, hey, man, mentor me, man. I'll throw you a little bit of a bag. I ain't made the big money yet, but you know what I'm saying? I'll definitely credit you. I'll take my little bag. I'll credit you for all that comes with my success. Let me invest in myself, man. I'm willing to get up early. That kind of thing. And people, if they see that you're serious, there's a lot of dudes in this league. They ain't really doing nothing. They've retired. They ain't got nothing to do but teach young fellas. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally. They ain't got nothing to do but teach young fellas. A lot of these guys, they want to continue to be around the game. So that's what I would tell a guy like Dalton Knecht. It's time to start utilizing your status in this league to attack your weaknesses, bro. Invest in yourself while you still got the energy and the health and the upside that people believe in. While you can still soak it up like a sponge. Because the older you get, the more you're going to be locked into those poor habits, the harder it is to unlearn them. So that's what I'll tell all young players. Use what you have, use what you can. Get better. Invest in yourself. So that's really what my thoughts are, man. Ain't too much X's and O's going on. Ain't too much contractual stuff that I'm really interested in right now. Definitely not interested in that damn schedule. I'm happy the off season is still going on. And hopefully by the time the season comes back around, I will have shaken off all of that fatigue from last year, man. Or for last season, rather. And, be ready for the grind. And kudos to everybody who does what we do. All the people who follow this schedule in whatever way you do. Players, coaches, talking heads, analysts. People who have other jobs around the game. I feel what you feel to my own degree. The schedule, it's for the obsessive ones and those who don't mind not sleeping very much. It's for those. That's why they pay a lot of y'all the big bucks in the league, because they're going to work you. They're going to really work you, man, and you got to love to work. BDL 44, I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.